you know what, I swear to God.
What is your function here?
Here's what I think, like at 4 o'clock when rehearsal's done, I'm like, don't talk to me.
I'm in Douglas.
Take Blue Star Highway that way, you take Blue Star Highway that way. We don't
right.
speak. 10 o'clock, Nick,
hi, how are you?
How was your night?
How was your night? Did you
Great.
do some work?
Totally.
Oh,
All night.
yeah.
I didn't sleep. I just stayed up working on the show to make you a star in Saugatuck.
Well, let's hope that works.
Yeah, me too. I hope. Because after this, your career's basically
done. That's right.
This is your
my swan song. Yeah, exactly. So I'm Nic Cory.
And I'm Michael Heitzman.
Right. I play Alex Moore in Cellar at Mason Street Warehouse.
And I'm the director of Cellar, and I'm forced to be in a room with him for hours at a time.
Right.
But I will say it's a joy because he's brilliant. And you should come and see the show. My GPS told me to get here. No. I knew Kurt from New York City, and he asked me if I would read this play. I knew the play, but he asked me if I would read it and asked if I would be interested in directing it, and I read it and I laughed through the whole thing. And I think that's really rare because I don't often, you read scripts or you work on projects and you have to sort of find where the humor is and find sort of the best way to articulate that in terms of performance or the direction of it. And I just sat, and off the page it was really funny. So it was something I wanted to do. And Kurt asked me, and so I did not know Mason Street as a theater company prior to meeting Kurt, but that's sort of how I ended up here.
Yeah, the first time I had heard of Mason Street was when I got the audition for this show. And I looked it up and I was like, oh, I want to spend my summer there. That looks nice. And so then you and Kurt both, I think, in the audition process talked a little bit about Mason Street. And even though you hadn't been here before, I think he sort of gave me, the rundown of what the summer would look like. And then I got the offer and it was like, yes, I can't say yes fast enough. The oddest job I've ever had was in college. I had an acting teacher who was a Christian Scientist, and on Sundays were the only days we could really work because we were in rehearsal or classes Monday through Saturday. So Sundays, sometimes people would work at Starbucks and sometimes people would work at restaurants. But one person every year got asked to be the singer at the local Christian Science reading room. And it did not matter your affiliation, your religious beliefs. You just came and you sang and then you left. And so I held that job for about a year and a half, roughly, And every Sunday, like clockwork, I'd show up at 10 a.m.-ish and run through the song, the offertory anthem with the organist Eileen, and then we'd sing at 11, and it was average congregation was about 4 people, 4 to 5 people, so it was pretty small. Easter was the biggest one, 7 people, 8 people, but that was the most. Yeah.
I think, my oddest job, I don't know that this is the oddest, but we were talking about it earlier, and years ago, I was in a show that Rue McClanahan wrote called Oedipus Schmedipus, and ultimately it really was just a funny thing happened on the way to the Forum. She just kind of wrote that. And I'm like, it's already been done. But it was basically a Greek Forum musical that she wrote all the lyrics to, and she had someone write the music, and it was a funny thing happened on the way. She wrote a funny thing happened on the way to the Forum, and we were just all in it.
See you at Cellar at the Mason Street Warehouse!